We were just wondering how the David Brooks boardwalk piece, how that was installed, really, like if it came in a sort of already assembled and went up, or
No, he built it all himself on site. So he came over from New York, and he basically kind of gave us a shopping list of all the materials he'd need to make that much of the boardwalk, along with the free forklift trucks and free trees. So it literally kind of came as a big pile of wood, and then he brought over his assistant and just kind of, well, I was about to say made it up on the spot, but I'm sure he had some plan to go to, but you know, he didn't. Definitely, it kind of became what it did when it was in place. So.
And were the trees always sort of there, like were the planks built around the...
Again, I think he decided where they were going to go as he kind of went along. It was all kind of about the skyline and working with the car park and the space and the kind of backdrop as well. So
as he sort of built the boardwalk, would he put a tree in and then continue?
Actually, we had a problem with the trees. We had 3 trees that actually were too small. He wasn't happy with them. So we actually had to replace the trees. So those trees that are there actually came in on the morning of the opening. So I actually put those trees in place, the morning of the day of the show. So it was a bit last minute. But the spaces were there, the holes were there already. So
you just had to kind of like slot them in?
Yeah, pretty much. Had to carry them up the 10 ramps first.
So was it his decision to change the trees then?
Yeah.
He just decided they weren't good enough?
They were too weedy and small. And looked like they were going to get bashed about in the wind too much. So, yeah, his decision.
Cool. I think that's...
Anything else you want to tell us about the installation of that piece? Did you come across any problems, or...?
Main problem for me was converting metric to imperial in the shopping list, and having a list, being asked to buy enough wood that would convert to 200 linear square foot or something. No, linear square foot of... Anyway, it was really confusing. And I got it wrong. It was like one of those maths problems where you have, like, 2 cars are driving and which one's going to reach where first, but it was like how to make that into how many planks I actually have to buy from across the road at the builders' merchants. So... that, apart from the trees. Oh, and the initial thing is that he wanted a crane. He actually wanted a crane from the pavement all the way up the side of the building and then hanging over and pulling the boardwalk. But we couldn't afford a crane after doing lots of consultations with crane companies. We realised that to have a crane it would cost something like £60,000 for the summer, but our budget was £2,500. So, but we managed to get the forklift trucks as a substitute.
How sort of late in the day was that realisation that the crane wouldn't be possible?
About maybe 3 weeks before the opening. 2 weeks. No, probably about 3 weeks the realisation. 2 weeks we got the forklifts.
Oh, so the forklifts weren't supposed to be there?
No, initially it was just a crane. It was kind of, I guess the idea was always going to change a bit depending on, because it's a site-specific work. I guess there's always going to be things that change, or people or the artist being happy for things to change along the way because of it being specific to the area.
Had he been to visit the site, before he started designing it?
No, we sent him videos and did kind of video walk-rounds and photos and stuff like that. So he's based in New York, so again it would have taken a chunk out of the budget to get him over for a site visit.
Is that the same for a lot of the artists?
Yeah, most of the ones in London did a site visit, but not the New York ones. It'd be good if we could have that in the future.
Is this work sort of coherent with others of his work, do you know?
I've not seen a lot. I don't think he's shown in England much, but there's lots of trees and wood and cranes. Never seen any forklifts, but one thing's like a whole tree, like a whole oak tree hanging upside down in a gallery, with all its roots up in the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Cool, great. Yeah. Well, thanks.
That's all right.